After many trials and improvements, we got this spaceship. It turned and headed straight for Dad's mine at launch. While his friends panicked and fled, he charged into the office like a superhero, only to find his dad holding a pile of rocket wreckage. Dad's face showed disappointment. His words struck Homer's dream-chasing heart like a hammer. It was a harsh announcement of reality versus the tiny size of dreams, as Dad casually tossed it into the trash. Not only were all basement materials thrown out, Dad seemed to tell Homer his dream was a rootless seed in wild, doomed to fade in storms. Homer knew misunderstood dreams were like wild seeds. After storms, they'd surely bloom. 2 painful failures made him realize that fiery passion needed to partner with solid theory in order to break the chains of fate. So he strolled into Chen Feng's library, hunting down every book on science and exploration. Unfazed by what others thought, he approached the nerdy genius, who then pulled out a prized book of theories. That moment sparked the fire of youth, and 4 spirited teens decided to embark on their epic dream-chasing adventure in a humble bay. With warm pipes and old mops, they built a hopeful rocket from simple tools. Mixing fertilizer with sulfur for fuel, they soon unveiled a shiny new rocket model, but that alone wouldn't launch it. They had to weld the bases wiring for heat dissipation, but alas, none of them knew how to weld. So, at night, Homer sneaked into the mine to seek help from the welding wizard, Paul. Paul was reluctant to break the rules and lose his job, but when he looked into Homer's blazing, hopeful eyes, he saw a reflection of his own dream-chasing self. And so, with Paul and the young man's relentless teamwork, the rocket symbolizing future hope finally took shape before dawn. Just when the boys were basking in the excitement of their rocket's upcoming debut, fate dealt them a heavy blow as the principal swooped in and snatched it away. He confiscated it as a dangerous item and warned them that if they continued this ridiculous experiment, they'd face expulsion. Homer tried to resist, but his friends retreated, treating rocket building as a game and dreams as illusions. Lonely and disappointed, Homer felt like a storm cloud was hanging over him, but just then MS stepped. She pleaded with the principal, ensuring the rocket's temporary safety. She believed that every child with a dream deserved the chance to reach for the stars, and it was thanks to her support that Homer qualified for the science fair. Winning meant escaping this dusty, dreary reality and finally being taken seriously. So, with determination, Homer chose to hike alone to the 10-kilometer-away mountain, to the deserted highland. His friends hitched a ride and arrived next to Homer, asking if genius was indeed real. Homer, what about opportunities? A few kids from Corwood got into international science, though they were the highlights. They didn't back down, they encouraged one another. Friendship and dreams weren't going to be swayed by setbacks. Eventually, they raised a flag of hope and called this place Rocket Launch Base. Sponsored by a lumber merchant and with gifts from the station guard, a rocket observation point was built under a glass canopy. They affectionately called themselves the Rocket Boys, but most of the support came from Homer's dad. Initially skeptical, Dad thought this was just a fleeting interest that would fade away with time. But when he saw Homer's determined and brave appearance, he chipped in some shares meant to help them build the launch pad. However, Paul, the handsome welder, wasn't so lucky he got caught for helping Homer. Number 723 believes that this will bring him luck and safety. Though they lost Paul as a helper, Homer didn't get discouraged. In the days that followed, he balanced learning welding skills with testing and adjusting the rocket, soaking in lessons from countless mistakes. It felt like each failure brought him closer to future success, as the launch experiment of Spyro 2 finally began. A local uncle brought his kids to witness the event, sparks of endless possibilities gleaming in their eyes. Fate seems to enjoy playing tricks on passionate teens, as the rocket trial failed again. It almost made the uncle's retirement come early. Instead of complaining, he patiently pointed out the failure's root causes. A bank of 10-20 bottles should do the trick. I can order them for you. Great name, but alas, very pricey. How could they afford such expensive steel? Fortunately, with exclusive sponsorship from the railway, they could swap out scrap rails for sturdier materials. New steel brought hope, but also came with fresh challenges. Every time they assembled the rocket, sudden explosions would occur, forcing them to pause and rethink. One time, the rocket nearly launched everyone into space, but through countless failures, the nerds started uncovering the problem. My theory is that there are airbags in the rocket if it strikes something. They are like little bubbles. I think we need some oxygen tanks. When's the BBQ happening? Subtitles. That's a great idea. 4 inconspicuous students nearly lost their lives. In the morning, when the valves were blown apart, the liquor was of high quality. It would disappear in no time. True, but they had to be 100% pure. They found those watery things in the company store. I didn't expect we'd discover these. To make stronger fuel, they got alcohol from a pal's drunk dad. Rocket boys geared up. They heated and mixed the alcohol, and finally brewed up their new turbo fuel. Just as they reached the testing site, they discovered the rocket base was swarmed by curious onlookers. Turns out Homer's brother accidentally spilled the beans, drawing the whole class to come watch. Facing the tide of gazers and giggles, Ms. Line noticed the anxiety painted across Homer's face. She softly reassured him. With the teacher's encouragement, Homer calmly set up the ignition device. Each tick of the countdown felt like forever. At last, to everyone's anticipation, the rocket didn't go haywire again. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling stories.